Bam! Welcome to the stream tonight. Pro Se Lawsuit Center. I'm Coach Neighbors, and we might be running a few minutes ahead. Well, I don't know, a whole day and some hours ahead of the next me. You guys keep up with me now. Welcome to the stream tonight. I didn't really say what we're going to talk about because they've been jacking me around and cutting off my stuff and making it. I don't know why they don't like what I got to say. The real-time feedback is what helped us put together the program that we're running here at Pro Se Lawsuit Center. We used to be called, lawsuit school, but lawsuit center where you get your stuff, but it's still a school, and you got to do your homework to get yourself to the gate. You got to do your homework to get yourself to the gate. I'm doing pretty good, Daniel. Welcome to the show tonight, and you guys know, if you've been listening to me, that they've been giving me a hard time about the words. They don't like the words. Well, a while back, the government did try to. They tried to shut me down three times. Oh, three. I can't get the fingers right when I'm when I'm looking at the camera. Yeah, but we're still here. We still here, and we still here because it was a real-time feedback. I know y'all ass probably get. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be nice, but it's late tonight. Grandkids should be gone to bed. If your grandkids ain't gone to bed, y'all ass need to go to bed because y'all got school tomorrow. Okay, now it's just their grown asses, folks. Sorry, I'm stuck on that word. Okay, sorry. Okay, so, welcome to the stream tonight, and we got a lot of new stuff that's been jamming in the fire. The prices on the website have been dropped down because tariff war. Everybody's struggling, and we all struggling. Okay, but we still got to get shit done. We got to step up and get shit done. So I dropped the price some stuff so we can all step up and get some shit done because we all depend on each other. That's how that goes. I think they call that the I-team. Okay, so the people that run with the end thing, the narcissists, the people that are entitled, we just call them that because nobody likes the other word. But the entitled people have an eye before it. Okay, so before we get rolling, and we hanging out, and the judge told me that I could use. Okay, the last time I said this, again, my friend texted me while I was still doing the show, and my friend texted me and she said, shouldn't you shit, it looks like you're really in that place. Shouldn't you be cleaning or something? I'm like, okay, maybe. Okay, either cleaning or going to jail. Cleaning sounds better. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Come on now, you people ain't got a sense of humor. Y'all need to y'all need to go and do something, whatever you do, because I'll tell you right now. If you can't relax while you're in this fight, this situation, whatever, if you can't relax and get done what you got to get done and let the coach worry about all that stress and stuff, and And if there's a situation, you get over in the coaching group at neighbors_coach and hit me up in the you can talk to me in the messenger part. Everything's not done right out in the open. And I think some people think that's not the way we do that, because sometimes I get to make some people run, and sometimes I had to go, how did we get here? Okay, sorry. I know how we got here. Thank you, Andrea. It is. And yeah, I'm usually up late getting it done, But I still went to the gym today and got some shit done over there too. And I was looking in the mirror, I was like, damn, I got some bags under my eyes. Shit. Yeah, but you know what? At least they open and I ain't on the couch. So that's how we roll. So you guys know we've been doing several things that we got in the fire that we're working on. Well, that we got new posted on the website. And this workshop is one of the things that we got posted. And we have another workshop. Okay, so before we get down the rabbit hole on the workshops, first workshop is going to consist, well, it's not really going to be a workshop. Okay, all of the people that invested in the RICO package when I first put it out, and I had the special deal for the first people who jumped on that deal. Now, at the beginning of that, the program was going to be that I helped you with the answer, because whenever I do a new whatever, something new, then I need to be involved in, if they can answer. Okay. So, I read the book, 7 Habits of Highly People. I've been in sports all the way. You always want to see in your head the end. You want to see the end all the time. You always want to see the end. The beginning. The middle is the hard. But if you see the end, you know where you need to go in the middle to get to the end. If you don't, then your ass can't go back that way. That's the end of that. Okay. If you don't know that, I can't help you. Okay, but that's how we roll. You want to see the end. And in my head, when you're in an administrative court that's operating from administrative rules they made up at each location. Oh, wait, let me do a little mini check down. The rules came from the Supreme Court on the state level at each location, and they're total shit. They're not connected to the Constitution. They're not connected to civil rights. They're not connected to federal rights. They're not. The only thing they're connected to in my head is somebody's like bank account that ain't ours. Okay, or we'd be happy with all the stuff they're doing. To everybody, but we ain't. So, so the goal is not to have your day in court. I had a couple. No, that would be the goal in their conventional system that they structured for our that would be the goal, to have your day in court. Okay, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Just slow down. Let me back up. The people that want their day in court, or the couple people that I talked to that want their day in court, they're not crazy or stupid. So I don't mean, okay, the problem is their head stuck in I don't know how I get in the middle, I guess. Their head's stuck in the middle. And when you're stuck in the middle, you can't go this way, you can't go that way. Okay, so the problem is you're not if you're okay, so to have your day in court would be great if you was in a judicial court setting where you had constitutional rights, where their asses are going to follow the same rules that you're following. Okay, yeah, we're on to something. No, that's not where we're at. And people forget that. That's not where we're at. Where we are, where we're at is okay, sorry. The Supreme Court, for them, all in the same corporation, made up the rules for the court, the local rules that they make you follow, but they don't follow them. Somebody tell me they follow them. They don't follow them. But they expect you to follow them. And then we've been indoctrinated to believe that we had to follow them. And that was the only path. And then, well, now we're finding out that we need to add the Supreme Court as defendant to your lawsuit if you don't have enough people. Or if you need to add the state, you can add the Supreme Court. You want to add, yeah, okay, because those rules that they came up with, those are the ones that go by with you if you allow. Okay, so that's why we don't spend any time fooling around on a state level. That's why our documents you get at winningcourtnow.com, the first document that you file in the state cases is a wrap. Statutes and codes are not valid laws. Revised statutes and codes, ordinances, none of them are valid laws. They don't have enacting clauses, titles. Oh, sorry, the wrong finger. They don't have enacting clause, titles, or body. Those are three things that the Constitution mandates must be present for some. Somebody said, "Oh no, but they're fake laws." The laws the legislature came out. Well, okay, so the legislature. I'm going to go by what the Constitution and what's in the federal or whatever, because what's going on over here. And I've been through the federal too, and the same shit's going on over there. You just have to know how to hold them accountable when they violate your rights. You know, people don't, well, the clerk did this. Well, what do we do about it? Yeah, that's what. They've been passing my stuff around like a hot potato in Yavapai County, Arizona. They sent it over to Maricopa County, and then Maricopa County sent it over to yeah. But you know what? I put together a package to stop all of that sending it all around, and I haven't had a chance to talk about it because we've been spending a little bit of time on the new package, the one of several of the new packages that we put together to jam up the eviction process. But that's not what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the merit dissolution thing or whatever at the end. But, we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. Because I'm in here cleaning, and I can talk about whatever the hell we want. Okay, so the new package that we put together to jam up the eviction process, the foreclosure eviction process. That's what this and it's on the website. It's the list pendants we put together. Okay, so what we figured out, the way we were attacking the eviction process in the program from the real-time feedback was you would file your lawsuit or whatever, demand to strike or jam up the municipal court. And most of the stuff's in the JP Court, municipal court. That court gets its judicial authority from the city ordinance. It's total BS and doesn't have authority to do anything. And that's why they tell you when you go down there to file something in municipal court or to stop the eviction, they take it and tell, well, you can't file here, but we'll take it, or they tell you can't file here, then you could do whatever. Okay, so they're not connected to the other fake court over there. That's the best I could do with that. Okay, they're not. Why is that? Look that shit up. Get your court clerk's manual for your whatever the hell, wherever the hell you live. Look that shit up. The court clerk's manual will tell you. By the time they hem-haw back and forth about the state matches, the federal matches, whatever, and they get right down to it, they don't have jurisdiction to do shit. Definitely not to rule on property. But they go in there, turn into the landlord-tenant BS, even with a dispute, because statutes and codes, not federal laws, they go by their own rules, and their job is to do what they're doing. And that's why we don't argue over there. We don't spend no time over there. If you're stuck over there, in my opinion, and no offense to anybody, I think your goal was to have your day in court. And you're lucky. I mean, I'm just going to go here. You're lucky. You're lucky because doing what you've done or what you were doing or are doing, I don't know how that has allowed you to stay on the fence. But I know y'all ass getting tired of that. You're getting tired of staying on the fence. You know what happened if you slip. Anyway, it's time to you stand on, and you know, is the reason, and I don't know. You know, I've been doing this for a while. You know, I have a degree in communications, even though sometimes I get real passionate, and you wouldn't think, but it's actually in my head. I'm putting okay, but sometimes, but you would think that it wouldn't be that complicated. And sometimes it's hard for people to get their head out of their conventional system to get over here to the new, because they want their day in court. So I'm thinking in my program, my if I was in a property situation, my goal would be to stop the court process. Number one, and get your deed delivered. Get your deed removed from their office and delivered, and your information removed from the land bank. Your information removed from the Register of Deeds Association office. In my opinion, that's where all of this stuff starts, where they are able to, how does Zillow and foreclosure.com, and how do they get they just sent you the letter in a non-judicial telling you that, if you don't pay, whatever, your shit's already on them. That's how. But the state law, the statute that they're supposed to follow, we're not supposed to follow statute because they're not valid laws. Okay. Statute they're supposed to follow to make it fair for us and not violate our due process mandates that they deliver your deed to you. They're supposed to deliver your deed to your house or wherever, your property. You'll be out in the middle of nowhere. Your ass to be there to get it. You should have a mailbox. But that's not what they do. What they do is they register, they call it constructive registration. Constructive registration. Now, I've said this in a lot of videos, but until I was helping my friend Julie, who she can look at a piece of paper and she can see a number on the back of that paper from looking at it from the front. She's, And so I'm like, you know what? I might need to know what that is. Because I'm looking, so I started, so constructive registration of your deed is, what that means is when they register your deed, the constructive registration ends all of the information about that property before that registration. Done, in the trash can, done. I don't know what you're talking about. That's their constructive registration. And then I'm just gonna go on. and then they reclassify your property to one of their commercial designations, which is usually residential, agricultural, or commercial. And residential actually means the property of a government official. You know, look that shit up. Okay. But in the city of Lawrence, Kansas, they told me they got 13 classifications. Oh, hell no, I did not go and see, Okay, so after they do, okay, so that's real estate deed fraud. If the law says your stuff's supposed to be over there and it ain't, that's real estate deed fraud. And if you're in court right now, that's what I'd ask the judge. Excuse me, judge, 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 I got it. Your job is to make sure that the statutes, the laws and statutes are followed, right? Yep. Well, we already know that they're supposed to make sure they follow them. Okay, so I would tell them, well, I would appreciate it, Judge, if my legal team asked me to ask you nicely, but I'm just going to do the best I can. I would appreciate it if you would order them to deliver my deed to my house and erase all that constructive delivery BS and take it off of all the websites and all of that stuff. I'd appreciate if you could do that, because that's what you just said your job is, to make sure that the statutes the laws are being followed. And if you did that, then there wouldn't be a dispute. At least that's what my legal team said. Judge, my legal team said that the fact that the alleged lender accepted my signature on the deed verified that I own the property already, and my legal team smelling stink. Okay, because all the owners have to be present to sign that lien, right? Judge, is he sitting up there? I think he's up there. Okay, so the fact that the alleged lender accepted my signature, the signatures of the homeowners on the proves that they own the property already, and I smell stink. Okay, so let me ask you another question, because I was having trouble, Judge, understanding this myself. So I'm asking another question. If and my legal team told me to ask this, I'm not gonna lie, because when I asked the question, the other question is, and this is why the number one goal is the number one goal, to get your deed out of their office. All right. So let me set y'all up. We got a commercial. Pro Se Lawsuit Center at winningcourtnow.com. Get the shit too. Okay, sorry. All right, so the deed, this is the question. If the deed was not registered in their office, would the alleged lender be able to verify that there was a lien against your property? I'll wait. I'll wait. I messaged that to one attorney on Facebook that was giving me a hard time because he was a dumbass. And he wanted, I think his attorney's so stupid. He wanted to know why I was helping the poor. I'm not that smart, okay? But I told him, because the rich people don't need no damn help. So what the hell? Oh. Yeah, he called me a penis head. I'm just gonna say it. That's this this is what I have to put up with. But you know what? It lets me know that our stuff is kicking their ass. And they're calling me, oh, dude, I had 27 letters. Well, I haven't gotten any lately, okay, because I have a real good way of taking care of that problem. I had 27 letters at one point in time that was sent from, well, some of them were sent from attorneys from different states. Some of them were sent from attorney generals from different states. And well, they don't send me no more stuff because it's interesting when you learn how to sue people, when you learn how to sue corporations and people. It changed the whole program. Changed the whole program. So the package that we had to help the foreclosure, eviction, writ of mandamus package that we had to help people get back in the house. We got 2 people using it, and Marquita has them in default. I don't know about Keisha how she's got her lawsuit and her stuff filed, and so we're kind of okay. But the problem that I have is that I have a few friends. I just call her D. I have a few friends. And I'm sure other people are having this problem. And this is where I like to. This is where I excel in figuring out how to get these. Okay, come on, coach. So the problem is for the eviction process, the foreclosure eviction process, for the people who are struggling and can't get the $400 to run over in federal court and do all that running around, we didn't have a plan. We do now. We do now. And I'm just going to throw it on the table for y'all, for the people who are doing your own shit. Okay. So now we filed the fraudulent conveyance, and then we filed the less pending. I don't know. You got to check the website to see. I have the instructions on there, and we're in the process of putting the instructions on all of the packages so that you can see what you need to do before you even make your investment in the package. We have it on the marriage dissolution package. I thought I had it on a package that I was showing last night, but it turns out I still had copy and paste. And I had, okay, my assistant, I have a couple, and they outnumber me, so I had to straighten up with that and take the responsibility myself. Okay. So we're getting these packages set up to, so this package is set up to challenge to cloud the property. You can put you do the conveyance and then the last pendants, or I'm not sure which one you do first. Okay. And basically they're just notices. I did not notice I did not realize you could do, I have some, because we have some non-bar members that, non-bar attorneys that, they come here and clean too. Okay, first liar does not have a chance. Okay, so so we put this package together so that people facing the eviction process or that have been evicted or even kicked out of their house can go back in and cloud the title without having to pay the $400 to file in federal court and do all of that, without having to do that. And I'm a little excited about this. And okay, what they do in some states, like here in the state of Kansas, and I already have I had the lawsuit put together. I had to go help my kid because he got deployed, so I had to leave, and so everything got put on hold. Okay, and in some states, they figured out that people learn how to put a lien against their shit. Okay, because when when these fools buy this stolen property, okay, when you buy stolen property, you got to get that shit moved in and moved out. Now, I only know that from here to come on now, work with. I'm a coach. Okay, I'm thinking in their head, and that's where we're at. And between talking to these guys and about what's in my head from everybody else's stuff. Okay, so we need to jam up their property. We need to jam up the property because they need to get that property painted, clean, painted, whatever, and rent it out before it's time to start making the payments on that shit. Because they ain't got the money. And so, in Marquita's case, and so the other thing that we're doing is we're not going after. So now, stopping the eviction process, we're just going after the buyer and the state. And if there's an attorney involved, usually there's an eviction attorney. Those are three. Bam. Unless there's a situation. I mean, you never want to say this is it. Don't never jump out. But if there's a situation, you might. But those are the three. What we're learning how to do to block the foreclosure eviction process to help us control it, get control of it, and is to go after the buyer. Okay, and thanks for Coach Marquita, because she figured that out. After she got the writ of mandamus package, she started doing study and following instructions in that package and doing the software, and she figured out. And when she served the buyer individually with, the state and but the buyer, we're going after them for the eviction and the fraudulent sale. Okay, the fraudulent sale of the house and the eviction, as opposed to the foreclosure and all of that shit that happened before, that was stinking. We talked about at the top of the show. Come on now. Y'all keep up with me. You know what I'm talking about. Now we just single out the eviction process, because that's what they done. That's what they done. We just run the same plays on their ass. They're running on us, pretty much, except we gonna perfect it. Okay. And they're full of shit because they're started with fraud at the gate. And this is why I tell people, don't worry so much about making a mistake. Don't worry so much about it, whatever. Okay. Because when you start out with it stinking, it's going to be stinking. You can clean that shit off your. You see what I'm saying? It's better to look at it that way and to jump in here without limitations than it is to be tiptoeing around worrying about, whatever. That ain't going to happen. If you used our shit and you do it right, all that worrying and whatever, the only way they're going to get to that is if you don't understand that the state players can't respond to a damn thing that you file. Even if they move it over to federal court. Oh, wait. Oh, here's another one that I heard today. The state attorneys hire some other attorneys from out of somewhere. Do they have a federal bar card? You got one. You should have one. You can get one off the website at court now. Did the state attorneys have okay? Come on now. People think that just because you got moved in that fancy building where you can't take your phone in. No. Come on now. Keep it simple. Keep the stinking simple. If the state couldn't respond to anything that you filed in state court on the state level, and if you knew they couldn't respond because we use federal case law and federal acts that they can, if they can't, how the hell are they going to respond to the federal? Oh, wait, to move it over to federal court, and it's the same assholes. Well, I haven't had one single person in the time that I've been doing this, which is kind of a long time. I not put a time on it, a date, because then I'm making 50 cents an hour, or maybe maybe less. Okay. I think you guys get the point here. That I'm putting on the table. I'm just wondering how many. Oh, so we got a new. We're also over on Rumble, and we're over on Odyssey, and I think we're streaming from Odyssey now too. I was trying to set up the Rumble thing, but it takes me a long time to get this stuff going. So the eviction process. The best thing that we need to be doing is stopping them from making the money. Okay, you can put the lien against your own property. You can put the lien on now with this new package that I think I have it like half price. And if I remember correct, so I'm not looking at it. We had a conveyance document for fraudulent conveyance, which avoids us having to file the certified copy of the And if you file a certified copy of the lawsuit you file in federal court, it's you 20, 30 pages, $17 a page. Oh, hell no. Okay, and then we also have a counterclaim in there in case there's a claim filed against your house or whatever, against your property. And then we have the lawsuit in there to file in federal court. So, and the packages are all different. We have a less pendants package that teaches you how to file the less pendants. Yeah, I guess I'll call it the conventional way, where you have to have a certified copy of your, and that was the only way I knew at the time we made that package. So, and y'all let me kind of punch at me. You can go over there and get the other package. At the end of the day, the more package you invest in, the better everybody's going to be doing. And you can start your coaching business. Thank you, coach. And start helping other people. And then you can clean at night, like I. Like my friend said, hey, you know what? Keeping it real, that's the deal. And that's why, that's what makes the shit fire. So I'm gonna, so tomorrow night, actually, I'm gonna show you guys this before we leave, since I have a large audience. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a workshop on the marriage dissolution. We're going to have a marriage dissolution mini workshop. This is what we're going to have tomorrow night. And tomorrow night is going to be free. But after that, and we're going to have, okay, this is too much we're going to have. We're going to have, I'm going to have the actual package on sale during the stream. Well, actually, I'll put it on sale before I go to bed tonight, if I remember. And during the stream, it'll be on sale. After the stream is not going to be on sale, and it's going to go back up to $9 million or whatever that it's. And during the mini workshop, then we're going to, you can see here what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the value you get with that. And now you can use this mini workshop to break free without divorce lawyer. And most people believe that they must hire a divorce lawyer or, a divorce attorney and file for a divorce through the state system. The truth is that the entire divorce process, the entire divorce law process is designed to strip you of your money, your property, and your peace of mind. And while the attorneys and the judges make the, walk away smiling. And that's why I created this marriage dissolution workshop. Now, this live training is your chance to learn how to legally dissolve your marriage in the public record without being trapped by unfair laws, unfair divorce, without paying endless divorce fees, attorney, lawyer fees, and all that. And you will learn, and this is not theory. This is the same process that I've used myself. You will learn how the notice of marriage dissolution in the public record has more power than the state issued divorce filing, the license, or whatever they want to call it. And at the end of the day, placing that license in the public record is what made it legal. Placing the marriage dissolution or the divorce process, if you have a lot of money to throw away, in the public record is what makes it legal when you're done, that you dissolved it. Now, while the judicial notice of dissolution can strip the court of authority. So the judicial notice, this is structured with a notice to be placed in the public record. This package also has a judicial notice that's structured like it's to be filed in a case. And that's the way it's structured. You put the case number over here. Okay, but you attach it to a judicial notice of marriage dissolution. You attach it as an exhibit. That's how you get it in your federal case or in your state case or your federal case. If they screw with you, you'd have to, okay, keep up with me. That's how, you would get that, and you could do that in the state case and crush the whole process. Okay, because once that marriage dissolution is stamped, when they place it in public record, they put this round stamp thing on it. It's a wrap. It's been legally dissolved. And that stamping and putting in the public record is what they're. So this way, by using a judicial notice of marriage dissolution, and then you attach that as an exhibit, you can get that in the case, and they can't even argue it. Nope. Now, how the counterclaim stops state court process if the divorce case has already been filed against you is, well, you would take that counterclaim before you file it. You would add the state to it, add the judge to it, and add the attorney. And you can add the X to it if you want to. You don't need to, but you can. Add to and file that and file the counterclaim in their divorce case in whatever court they have that in. And the counterclaim has federal case law. Come on, y'all, keep up with me. They can't, even if it didn't have, they file the counterclaim, $200 million. Now you just added the state, you just added the judge, and you just added the attorney and the X to their own shit. Oh, I mean, the real-time feedback, you just added all of them to their own stuff for $200 million, and you haven't even filed your lawsuit in federal court yet. You haven't even filed your lawsuit in federal court yet. Okay, so they're not going to be able to respond. I'm just telling you right now, they ain't going to be able to respond. And they're not, I haven't had anybody find a bar attorney that's willing to step up here and jump into this pot of stink Oh, y'all thought I was going. Oh, okay. So when you're ready to file your stuff in federal court, then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a certified copy of the entire docket sheet. Docket sheet. Did I say sheet? Sheet? Did I say the right word? Okay, sorry. You're going to need to get a certified copy of the entire docket sheet from state court that should have all of the filing that you filed in it. The certified copy, and use that as your exhibit of evidence for your federal court filing showing that they violated your due process, obstructed the administration of justice, violated the Administrative Procedures Act of 1946, the Tucker's Act. Come on now, y'all. I don't have time to go over all these acts. Y'all can go look at it. It's all in the package. It's all, and so now you're in federal court, and you're wait. Okay, so what happened with my foster kid in the divorce case that I helped him get dismissed was when we filed in federal court. Before we filed in federal court, we went down to get a certified copy of the state filing because I was just going to use that to do the lien to secure these people. And the lady down there was a little old lady, and my foster kid he hunts and stuff. He's like a farm boy. So the lady, I guess she thought he was her son. I know. They hit it off. And she told him, you need this. We was asking just for a certified copy of the lawsuit. She told him, you need this. So he's driving back and calling, what'd you get? I don't know, Dad, but it's real thick. What? We checked the docket sheet 3 times, and there was only and we had them print off what was on it. That same lady, come think about it. And it's just one document. Okay? But when we jammed their ass up and they knew we were going to federal court, they had 2 people come down here from the Attorney General's office and try to do the smoothie, whatever. And then what the hell, the smoothie over the okay. Poop stinks no matter how smooth it is. I'm just saying. And so they came down, and so we jammed them up with demand to strike their notice of appearances because they wasn't registered as foreign agents. The Foreign Agent Registration Act requires that these buttheads be registered with, and disclose who they're working for and all, Yeah, and there was some other stuff in there. And so they had to go, they had to go sit down. Yeah. And we filed the case in federal court, and then they dismissed it. And the federal court case is on hold right now because I had to leave the state, and I didn't have anybody here that I could trust to manage it at the time. So why this workshop works, you guys can see right there. Okay, this is not just lecture theory, it's practical online course legal, and it's stuff you can use immediately. And this can be part of your business, helping people. That people, and at the price that you get here, people used to like losing everything. There's still a little margin of profit there without people thinking that you're an attorney. Okay, now come on now. Small. Now, my goal is to have. Okay, so this workshop is for anybody who feels trapped in a marriage filled with pain, constant drama. It's for those who have spouses that have been caught cheating, and leave you humiliated and betrayed. This package is for those living with gaslighting, where your reality is twisted until you doubt yourself. Okay, it's for those who struggle under narcissistic behavior that was now turned into a mental health abuse. Okay, mental health abuse, and the narcissistic behavior that turns into mental health abuse is because it was able to go on for so long, in my opinion. And let's keep going. It's for those who walked on eggshells every day, afraid to speak up or criticize anybody or say anything wrong about something that was done, not correct or whatever, without starting another fight. Okay, this package is for those who want peace, but instead face constant drama. This package is for those who are tired of divorce lawyers circling like vultures, sending you, once they get your name on the list, they send you mail. Well, they didn't send me mail. my name ain't on their list. Well, it is on not this list. Okay, come on, coach. Let's stay focused. This is for those who want peace instead of constant drama and emotional exhaustion. Those who are tired of the lawyers and vultures, waiting to profit from your suffering. This is for people who want a proven way to take control without losing everything in the process. And this is the marriage solution, and we're gonna have, when we have this tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we're gonna have this, but we'll have question and answers, I guess, so people show up, but they won't really be because no one's using. Well, I used it twice, so I need to give myself a review. Okay, I use it for my foster kid, then I use it for myself. So I can give myself a review. So now you have opportunity to take back your life. You don't need to be broken by divorce attorneys or humiliated by a divorce court. You don't need to risk your property and your future because of unfair administrative divorce process. And all of these people have the marriage dissolution form at the bottom of the website, hidden paperwork over there somewhere. And even if you do it, they call it petition. So they call it marriage dissolution petition. So they want to charge you. This workshop gives you the control to dissolve your marriage on your terms. The counterclaim shuts down the state divorce process. Cases when they attack you, and the federal lawsuit controls the entire process and enforces your rights. Enroll today in the Marriage Dissolution Mini Workshop and take the first steps. Now, you should probably get your package before you enroll, so you can, so that when we're going over all this stuff, you'll have what you need. Okay. That was a lot of yakking. It's almost just about okay. So we're good. You guys got any questions? Are you guys still here? Did y'all go to sleep? I don't mind if you go to sleep. Everybody can punch that to here and go lay down and take a nap. As long as I got on here, somebody's here, I can flash y'all stuff across there. I'm good. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's free. So we're gonna go over that and a few more things tomorrow. So we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Later.